Hello, everyone. It's Becky at Homeschooling in the Burbs, and today I would like to show you something that I recently started using to help me learn Chinese. But first, I would like to give you a little background as to where I've come from in my progress and where I am now. So, first of all, I started doing Duolingo to learn Chinese. I've completed everything that they have in there and I've reviewed it multiple times. And I would like to have a little bit of a challenge. Another thing I would also like to point out is that I have been taking classes online through using Zoom with Cherry Tree Learning. I'll put the link in the description below. Um, and on in the online classes, we have a native speaker that came from China and now lives in the United States. And we've been using the integrated Chinese books to learn Chinese, and she has us create our own examples to follow the patterns that we've learned in each lesson. So I've been doing that for a while, and I've also been watching tons of Chinese dramas, and I listen to Chinese podcasts while I'm in the car. So I spend a lot of time every day learning Chinese. And now let's get on to what I have discovered. What I've discovered is the Mandarin Companion series for they're graded graded readers, and the reason why these are important is because they have controlled characters. In other words, the majority of the characters you will either know or you'll want to know right away. Um, the reason why you would want to use the Chinese graded characters as opposed to children's books is because those children that are either reading them or listening to them have been surrounded by Chinese in their daily lives since birth or at a very young age. Whereas someone like me who's learning Chinese um, later on in life, I haven't been exposed to all the Chinese culture and other things. So a lot of the words in there aren't going to be familiar to me. For instance, if I were to get like a Disney reader or a Disney book for my children when they were smaller, there would have been words in there that they wouldn't have been able to read. But if they hear me read them to them, my kids would understand what I'm talking about because they've been listening to the language for a long time. On the other hand, I have not been doing that, and so I need to have um, or words that I'm familiar with and I've heard about through my classes. So uh, normally I start at the beginning of things, but today I'm going to start at the end. Okay, so I'm going to show you the character comparison reference. Here they mention Integrated Chinese Level 1, Parts 1 and 2. Hey, I just showed you those books. Third edition, that's the same edition that I've been using. These are the words that aren't included in those books. And here are some words that aren't included in another textbook series called New Practical Chinese Reader, Books 1 and 2, First Edition. And here are some characters that aren't included in the HSK levels 1 through 3. Okay, so those are some very important things. And here are some other important things. These are words that are used from the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or CEFR, A2 or above. Okay, so you can use these. They have pinyin, and some reference text, to show you sentence structure of how they would be used. So anyway, and it goes by chapter, okay? So that's very helpful. And at the very end, I accidentally switched the part where it tells you some of their other books. So let's look at the table of contents. It shows you all the different chapters. And then it explains the adaptation notes. But what I also like is the list of characters. Okay. And if you've ever read Emma like I have, the copy from Jane Austen herself, it's very helpful to have this list of characters so you know exactly what they're referring to. Now let's go. They show a picture of the map. So see this right here. This is underlined right here. This is animal, and this is Emma. Okay. Now, each of these other words over here are the ones that I already showed you at the back of the book. Oh, actually, I didn't show you the keywords. So here are some other keywords that are helpful to know. So that you can continue to learn. And there also, I forgot to mention, are some discussion questions so that you can practice answering questions and know what to look for. Okay, so I think that's very helpful. All right, now I'm going to switch back and show you something else. Okay, so here is another book I was able to pick up from the library. I find it a little bit easier to use a book, and this one is The Secret Garden, or Mimi Hua Yuan. Hua Yuan. My pronunciation is not perfect because I'm still a student, and because I'm in front of a camera, I'm more likely to make mistakes. And so, like in the online version, the Kindle version of the books, the words are underlined, and it also tells you which keyword it is. So like this one's number 11, that one's 44. So one thing about having the book is I can put lots of bookmarks in it so I can easily find what I need. So here in this book, it also shows you like all the names using Chinese names and the names that you might be familiar with if you've ever read The Secret Garden. And I find that very helpful. So anyway, the really cool thing about this is that these books were created by, let's see, their names are John and Jared Turner and John Pasden, who are American expatriates who live in Shanghai. And they met on a bus, and I guess it kind of all started from there. You can listen to their podcast, which I'll put in the notes below, to learn more about why they started this. Anyway, I'm super excited that I can expand my learning and grow my comprehension skills. Thank you for watching, and please remember to click like if you enjoyed learning about Mandarin Companion. And I would also like to know if you've ever read a Mandarin Companion, or what topic you would like to, or which classic novel you would like to have turned into Mandarin Companion. Who knows? Maybe the authors will see it and find a way to make that into reality. Have a fabulous day. Goodbye.